Hello friends, today we are going to see and learn about the net asset value. What is net asset value? How is net asset value of a mutual fund is calculated? And what are the advantages or what are the significance of the net asset value in understanding the performance of a mutual fund? In the last video, we have seen about the mutual fund in detail. What are the mutual fund, how the mutual funds are working, and how is the mutual fund setup. In this video, we are going to learn about the net asset value. Net asset value calculation, definitely it is very important. It is calculated by each and every company, asset management company, at the end of each day, and is declared to the public. Net asset value is definitely a value which is definitely is obtained by using certain formula that we are going to see in the further part of the video. So we will understand about the significance and we'll look at the factors which are important and how it is. Also we'll see that how it is different from the share price of a particular equity or security in the market. So and how the mutual funds are using the net asset value for determining the unit price, the price at which the 1 unit of the mutual fund is bought or sold. So let us start understanding about the net asset value and its calculation. So friends, let's start understanding about the net asset value, how the net asset value of a mutual fund is calculated. Now you can see on the screen the formula for calculation of the net asset value, that is the fund asset minus fund liabilities divided by the number of outstanding units of the mutual fund. And this is how the fund assets are there. Fund assets are nothing but the market value of the mutual fund investment. As we know that mutual fund invests in different kind of assets in the market. Like for example, it invests in the securities, stocks, that's the mutual fund. Also invests in the bonds, in the debt funds. Also invests in the different kind of government securities, short-term investment, liquid investments, and also. So all the value of that is very important. That forms the part of the asset of the mutual fund, plus the income which are accrued in the previously, and those things are receivables. That forms the assets of the mutual fund. So these are fund asset minus the fund liabilities, that is that, and the accrued expenses are deducted from the fund asset and divided by the number of units of the mutual fund that give rise to the us the net asset value of the fund. That's how we can understand that how the net asset value of the fund is calculated. Let us understand this with an example. Let's say for example of a mutual fund, and that's of an Indian company. It is having the asset of 50 million Indian rupees and liabilities are of the 10 million Indian rupees, and number of units issued by that mutual fund company is 1 million. Now we can very well using the formula which we have just seen over here in the previously over this formula, we can calculate the net asset value of this particular fund. So net asset value will be the 50 minus 10 divided by 10 million divided by the 1 million. So we will get the 40 rupees as the net asset value of the mutual fund. So this is how the net asset value of a mutual fund is calculated. Net asset value of the mutual fund is calculated at the end of each business day, so that the company it declares that. Now let's understand about how to check the net asset value of the mutual fund. The net asset value of a mutual fund is calculated. We have just seen how it is calculated. We can also check the net asset value of the mutual fund using on the company's website. Let's say it may be of ICICI or HDFC, anything. And company fact sheets are another way of checking the net asset value of the mutual fund, but the fact sheets are not printed every day, but you can get the monthly net asset value of that thing. Also you can check on the Association of Mutual Funds website, that AMFI website. You can check over here. So you can we will just see about the net asset value. We'll see that how to calculate, how to check the value of the net asset value. We will see that. Now let us check this thing. You can understand this thing with the example. We can see, for example, if you want to check the net asset value of the mutual fund, you can directly go to the AMFI website, that Association of Mutual Fund. You can see over here Association of Mutual Fund, or you can, for example, also you can go to any of the company's website. You can go, let's say for example ICICI. For example, if you want to check the mutual fund of the ICICI, you can very well see over here that current NAV of the fund. If you click over here on this tab link, that current NAV, it will take you to the NAV of the funds which are managed by the ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund. So once you click on the ICICI, go to the ICICI website and click on the net asset value, you can see over here that's how You can select the scheme if you have invested, want to see the equity scheme, you can see here, and all the funds under the equity scheme are displayed, and you can see the net asset value, that is 33 rupees, is for the ICICI Prudential Banking and Financial Services Fund. That's a dividend mode. That's 33 rupees. We can see from the different funds. You can see for the ICICI Prudential Bharat Consumption Fund, 10 rupees for the cumulative mode. Direct. You can see there are different plan, dividend plan, growth plan, direct plans are there. We will discuss that in the different part of the video, that how we can understand this thing. But you can see the net asset value. We can very well check over here that 33 rupees is the net asset value of the fund. Also, you can check on the this website of the Association of Mutual Fund of India website. You can check very well over here. If you want to check, you just have to click the company name over here, which company you want to check. Let's say for example Aditya Birla Group. So all the mutual funds which are there in the Aditya Birla Group, and you can select the scheme, or you can just click on the net asset value. So all the mutual funds under the Aditya Birla Group, their NAV will be declared over here. So you can see the NAV is declared over here. You can see the NAVs are displayed for each of the mutual fund. Net asset value of the mutual funds are displayed over on the right hand side. On also the date also is displayed over here. You can see over here the date which is there. That's the 21st September is the date on which the mutual fund NAV was declared. So this is how the mutual fund value you can check. Now again we will go and understand the significance of the NAV on this. I will understand the significance of the NAV. We can understand this over here. You can see the significance of the NAV over here. You can now if you see that we'll see what are the difference between the NAV and the returns of the mutual fund, and how it is useful for the understanding and making decisions. Now you can see the different funds which are shown on the left hand side, and their NAVs are shown over here, NAV of the mutual funds, and also the 1 year returns is also shown. Now we have to understand that NAV is just a price point at which we buy the 1 unit of the mutual fund. It has nothing to do with the returns. Whether the NAV is higher or lower, it has nothing to do with the returns of the mutual fund. So NAVs are like just a price at which we buy or sell the single unit of the mutual fund in the market. So it has nothing to do with it doesn't mean that the fund which is having the higher NAV will be giving the higher return, or fund which is having the lower NAV will be giving the lower return. It does not mean that. We can see over here that even with the fund which are having the lower NAV, like ING Gilt PF Dynamic Fund, having the NAV of 18 rupees, it has given 13% return, and the NAV of the Kotak Gilt Investment Regular Fund having the NAV of 40 rupees has given only 11% return. So it has nothing to do with the return. Returns are managed by depends on the different kind of thing, depend upon the market situation, underlying asset which the fund manager has chosen for investment. That we'll see in the next video. How does the fund manager allocate its funding in the different part? We will analyze that in the fact sheet video. So it depends upon the performance of the experience of the fund manager, how does he is expertise in that, where he is allocating his fund. So different factors are there about how the mutual fund, because mutual funds returns are also derived based on the underlying assets. So it is very, very important that NAV is not only is not deciding factor for the returns, but returns can be anything irrespective of the NAV. Irrespective of the NAV, the returns can be anything that we can see over here. So this is how we can understand about the mutual funds. Now, difference between the NAV and the share price is what? NAV is derived its value from the share price. The value of the NAV, the price of the NAV is declared at the end of the day. It is calculated at the end of the day, whereas the share price it keeps on fluctuating during the day, because it is a direct security, it is the direct asset of the class. And that is how we get the value instantly on the stock exchange. That is displays the value of the security or the stock, but the value of the NAV is declared at the end of the day. The value of the NAV is derived value. It does not have its own value, but it is derived by, as we have seen in the formula, that by asset minus the liabilities divided by number of units. That's how it is derived. But the value of the price of the share is natural value, that is the directly represent the sentiment about the single share in the market from the investor group, and that is how it represents. So this is how these are two major differences between the NAV and the share price. So I hope you understood about how NAV is calculated and how NAV is useful and how NAV are displayed every day at the end of the business day. So this is all about the NAV. I hope friends you like the video, and definitely if you like the video, kindly do like the video and subscribe to our channel and press on the bell icon and share among the friends so that we keep on producing such useful videos in the future as well for your benefit. Thank you for watching. Thank you once again. We'll come again with a new video. Thank you.